Welcome to Nightmare Fuel. Today I'm joined by Matt Finch, VP of Solutions Engineering at Olo. Thanks for being here, Matt. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk about some different stories. We're gonna get into, hopefully something a little scarier, a little bit of horror. So let's get going.
Yeah,
Welcome.
sounds. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate it. And I mean, I hear from brands all the time about all sorts of different nightmares. Some of them genuine nightmares as well that you wonder how people got through. I worked in a restaurant really early in my career, young, and I thought I'd left all those nightmares behind. So I'm excited to hear some more today and react to them and see if it kind of brings back some memories for me.
They're gonna come back to haunt you, I believe.
Yeah,
This is
there
gonna
you
spur
go.
those. Okay, so the first story, we'll just get started here. Let me set the stage for you. It's a soft opening at a nightclub in Greensboro, North Carolina, as a bartender. The ice well was not mounted to the floor. I bumped it and ended up ripping a copper water line out of the wall and flooding the entire bar,
Oh,
which yeah. Yeah, brace for this part. So it was on the second floor and leaked down below to the brand. It hit the POS terminals on the first floor of the bar. Good times.
who knew that just a mere ice container could cause so much damage? Mind you, when you said that this story started in a nightclub, there are many nightmare stories I have that have started maybe ended in a nightclub. That's a good one. Imagine that. You know, you're in there trying to open this thing up, and suddenly you just destroy the place. Goodness me. Oh
I
no.
mean, brutal. And like brand new POS terminals all destroyed just because of this one little bump. Like that's just
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. You could
Yeah.
imagine a call to IT or the owner or whoever that was. Like, so you'll never guess what happened.
Yeah. And this brings back some like I don't know if it's trauma from a past life, but when I worked in restaurants, they would print on the wall and they would post out the prices of all the small wares in the building, and it would be like this plate was $10, this was a $20 item. So I can't imagine like thousands of dollars for a POS, but just I'm like that manager was in my head just then when you said that.
Yeah, yeah. I hope the insurance was good. That's all I'll say to that one.
Yeah, seriously. Okay, second story. Let's go. So I work at an Italian restaurant spot in Philly. We saw a lot of tourists. So on this particular day, a man from the UK, very appropriate, if you don't mind me saying,
Of course.
came in and ordered spaghetti and meatballs, which by far the biggest pasta on the menu. So it's like a mountain of meatballs the size of baseballs. So
Yeah.
that's just kind of sets the stage here. It gets to his table and he asks my coworker for a glass of milk. We don't have whole milk, so just half and half for coffee, which my coworker explained. His response was, "Oh, half and half. Sounds delightful." I can't even do the accent, sorry. And he proceeded to not only eat the entire 5 pound plate of spaghetti, but drink three full glasses of half and half, no water, paid up, left, happy camper. We were all floored at what we had just witnessed.
People say the Brits have no culture. Well, there you go. That's the Brit culture summed up. 5 pounds of spaghetti and meatballs, drinking half and half, like as straight half and half. That to me blows my mind. I mean, bear in mind when I moved over here 10 years ago, like I've got no idea about all these different terms. We call them different things, and it's semi-skimmed and all this kind of stuff. And the way we call it. Anyway, you almost get the feeling he ordered the wrong thing, maybe, expecting something else. Wow, that I mean that's kind of gross, actually. I mean, I'd like to apologize on behalf of the whole British nation for that story. Um, wow.
Yeah. How do you feel, by the way, side note, portion sizes, UK compared to the US? I've always heard things, but like, do you
Yeah.
mind talking about that?
Much well, it's interesting. Much smaller portion sizes, but the takeout, like can I have a box to take that home? That like kind of take away of the other half of it. We don't have that at all. Like asking for a takeout container to finish it at another time is not a thing at all. So it's almost like confusion. Like the portion sizes here are bigger, but that's because I can then go in and enjoy it another time, like have it tomorrow with leftovers or something. We don't do that really at all. So
Maybe that's why this guy ate the whole thing, all five
yeah.
pounds, right?
Yeah. Well, and the other thing that's interesting is like appetizer portions over here, and they're very, very kind of shareable, that type of experience. in the UK, you order a starter and a main course, and that's your meal. Like it's much less common to share. Anyway, so when my wife and I first arrived, we would order an appetizer each and then a main course each, and we're looking at like, why have we ordered so much food? This is ridiculous. Like, this full like sharing size nachos, and then my wife gets like a sharing size, calamari or something like that, and we're like you're only halfway through the appetizers and you're full and you've still got a main course to go. Like we had a steep learning curve when we first moved here, that's for sure.
Yeah, the struggle is real.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's go to the third story. So here we go. One night, chef calls me right as I walk in the door. Hey, I'm not going to be able to make it in today. So look on my desk and there's a shopping list. Be sure to walk through the building, check every item, and see how much we need to order. Then I need you to place the order. Here is my login information. Later, I found out he was calling from jail.
No way. Well, I have to say, talk about dedication to opening, right? Like, I'm in jail, something's gone really wrong in my life, and I'm in all sorts of trouble. But that restaurant is opening tomorrow, and I'm going to call and give instructions to the team, and they're going to do a damn good job. There's something in there about some dedication to the guests and to that experience. But, hey, if you're in jail, you've got bigger problems than opening that day. But I appreciate the hustle and the care that operator was giving to their staff at that point in time. Wow, goodness me.
That's pretty, yeah, that is legitimately like they cared. And like restaurants are kind of like the show must go on, like
Absolutely.
it's not life and death, it's lunch and dinner, but you don't want to miss somebody's lunch or dinner, right? You got to keep that moving.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Well, no, and that's right. And it's so many people's livelihoods. It's the expectation of the community that you're going to be open that
sure.
day. Like it is super important. The show must go on. That restaurant must open that day no matter what.
Yeah,
Uh,
this has been so much fun. Thank you. And I think so. Let me kind of wrap it up from here. So that's all for today's episode. We have one last episode of Nightmare Fuel left. Next week, Hillary Holmes joins us for our final three restaurant horror stories. So, including one story about a holiday shift that brings a whole new meaning to the Nightmare Before Christmas. Until then, keep the scaries off the menu. Matt, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Ray.